Whereas on the other side, Virtus Pro, they can do it for every single one of their cores. They've done it in the past with Ramses, where they just won to a Terrorblade, and then that enables both No One as well as Pasha later. And then in this tournament, they've been just going, hey, we'll go pick up a Doom, we'll pick up a Beastmaster for Pasha. That's our big threat. It feels like Optic are a little bit more limited in that regard because somehow 33 is such a weapon. It's both, I feel like it's almost a double-edged sword when it comes to the draft.
Well, I have seen them, you will see them though, at the end of the draft, turn around and go for something like a CCNC Lina. That's kind of the one big flashy hero that I feel is he plays at that super elite level. Yeah, I'm down for that. Unfortunately, neither of these two teams really in the Invoker team.
Yeah, you guys don't want to see Quince Invoker, guys.
Oh,
Jesus. So with both Beastmaster and Doomband, basically Sankey needs to pair with an offlane hero that's just really strong on himself. That way it can make him better because as a support by himself, he's good, but he doesn't win the lanes as hard as somebody like a Bane or other great trading heroes. So with all these bans being gone, it might be a little weird for VP to grab a parry.
Yeah, shout out to Nick if you're watching at the hospital.
We love you, man. So VP being second pick do get this ban into pick to start the second phase. Probably thinking about their second support, something like a Disruptor, maybe on the radar. Maybe even a Warlock.
Singing Shadow Demon as well, just because it counters the Yules, but they ban it out. So Disruptor themselves would give them the ability to force Optic into taking team fights when they don't necessarily want to, until they get BKBs at least. So usually you see a pairing with a Vision hero, but Night Stalker's banned, Beastmaster's banned.
Now as Optic, you have to show support. They've favored the Jakiro recently. In spots like this, also the Rubik is still available.
Yeah, I think that might be the I think VP is pretty tough.
Yep. Also pick that Optic haven't shown recently, but they've gone to a lot in the patches before this has been the Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm just not the biggest fan. I think he's phased out a little bit too much.
Since the Maledict nerf, right?
Yeah, he's already really vulnerable in lane, and he's got the projectile stun, and like a lot of late game situations, even if you're behind, Witch Doctor just feels really useless, unless you can get a Maledict off on a hero at the start of the fight. So it just feels a little bit too weak in lane to me.
A lot better at being able to contest solo offlaners because you can put offensive pressure on him, right? But when you're in the middle of a 2v2 scenario, you're waiting for that Maledict to do its work. It's like, well, you've already lost the fight by that point.
I played a lot of Rubik. Oh. There you go.
Yep, there's the Ruby. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. I think that's probably going to be in the hands of Zai, but PPD has played it. So again, the flex value of that Leshrac is still on the table, even after showing the Rubik.
And they're really trying to leave open this Leshrac potentially being side lane, right?
Yep.
And same kind of goes
that's
with
the key
the
to the draft.
They're finally going to get a reveal out of Virtus Pro. Again, this is the advantage of the first pick is that you're going to be able to see at least 2 cores before you have to show your 2.
They have a great stun lineup right now too. It didn't really like scream out to me seeing the first 3 picks, but they combo well against enemy heroes. And once they actually grab somebody in team fight, it's gonna be chain stuns all the way. I guess they need mobility items to maybe fully punish against that, but
So we're looking at like a, I don't know, a Viper, maybe a Lifestealer, Troll. They could also show Luna here. I don't necessarily think it's something that you can hold till 5th. If you're looking that direction.
you guys think it's weird there's been no Gyro or Luna so far?
I'm trying to think of like which is going to be more open for you in the regards of VP, and I think it's your safe lane, Gyro, Luda, Lifestealer sort of heroes that are just good team fight and always can kind of fight and give the edge to Pasha. But then I look at the remaining offlaners, I'm not so certain that actually...
Well, that's why I say I think you throw a hero like, oh, that's not what I thought. Wow.
All right, so we now switch to...
Oh, gosh.
Be an SK off lane.
Oh, God, that aggro dueling is actually nuts.
With an option to, if Optic runs some sort of core Leshrac, I think they could actually do Sky Core, but... we're definitely going Sand King, like 90% Sand King Core. And they're just going to have this really strong aggro dual lane, which we saw so much at Epicenter. Any sort of Axe +1, Axe Sky was very common.
You know the pick that LGD has shown against the Skywrath Mage is the Pugna. Can you fit a Pugna into this lineup as Optic? You already have a lot of Disable.
I don't think it's as important here. Like the fact that it's a Sand King core, I think, is just a bit of a limiter slightly because he's good in the lane, but him and Sky don't match up perfectly. Like, they have a lot of damage potential, I guess, but like, Sand King can't really defend the Sky with as much of a threat as a hero like Axe can, who has a separate disable from his range nuke while also having like spin damage and creep lane.
Yeah.
Like, Sand King has to have a decent start for him to be good, but if they shut this lane down, I think that's an opening for Optic.
I agree. I agree. I think an Optic played the trump card a little early because, again, the value of fourth picking relative to fifth pick is higher when you're first pick overall because you're not going to have that last overall pick. And I think it's fine to show that Visage as a fourth pick in this situation. So if you had to guess, Cap, you think you take an offlaner fifth as Optic? Or you think you go back for your second support?
I mean, it's hard to read their draft right now.
Exactly. This is what they had to do against VP, or the VP lanes were just going to eat them alive. Now, they still might.
The 4 positions that can change something, like a saving hero for the Leshrac, like Nago or Tusk, are okay,
I like
but...
something like that.
You like what? You like,
I mean, like, VP's heroes are all very defensively weak. They all have super low armor, Visage in this case. Like, if Optic has like a decent snowball and they don't get super out of position and they have a BKB on like the frontliner, then they can actually engage VP fairly straightforward as far as I can see. So, they just need to be able to run at their opponents a little bit. VP has to win the lanes. Like, I think I just like Optic's draft right now. It feels like they can just run at their opponents and VP can't stop it very
do you like a support here, or do you like something like a Darkseer?
But I think like some kind of a tanky Greaves hero might work, and it might just be...
Oh, God. Okay. That's a heck of a gamble.
I think it's good though. Again, VP's disabled. They've got like Static Storm combo, they've got Sky combo, and they've got like Burrow Strike Epi. That's their initiation. That's like 3 support impacts that are usually used to pick off like one hero in a team fight. Yes, if they initiate, it could be great, but if Optic just gets kind of evasive and deathbally and tanky when they take these fights, I feel like they can outplay VP's draft with the heroes they have.
Do you think PL is going to be there in time? Especially, he's going to have to sustain a heck of a lot of pressure in lane, right? He's likely going to be laning against that Sand King Skyra.
Yes, possibly. They could maybe put Lesh there. They could maybe, like, we don't really know what the last VP hero is, so maybe they'll change their lanes in the end, but if he just gets like a hood picked up with Shred's Aquila Wand or something, he can actually fight these guys really head on, especially with Doppelganger. Like, the only big issue is like silence, Static Storm, that kind of a thing.
I think VP just goes something like a Sven here, Warcry up, and PL just doesn't do anything for a lot of the game.
They have so many stunts, he's getting fighted. I don't think Sven works. And you'd have to, again, he's a hero that has to jungle quite a bit, whereas Optic's gonna be moving around constantly with Visage Bats and Dragonite and Leshrac. They have so many pushing heroes that, like, PL can basically just be the survivable guy that lanes and pushes creep waves while his team is busy, eventually transitions into items that they just can't deal with because they have 3 support-like heroes.
They don't have like a ton of actual initiation from Optic. If you really want to enable, like, you could do like some sort of Void type pick, because look at the way your lineup follows that up really well.
They've done it. They've done it in the past. I think Void is rad. There's the Sven. I really thought they were going to go that direction.
Very good against PL.
I think that's a great core matchup that they've given themselves.
It is.
But both sides vulnerable to pressure in lane. This is the kind of draft Optic needed.
Only the second Sven of ESL 1 Birmingham, and it comes in our first game of the grand final. Gents, prediction time. Alan.
Oh, God. I think Optic have given themselves a chance in the draft, and I'm going to roll the dice. Optic.
Kevin.
I'm going to confidently say Optic, no roll of the dice.
I think Phantom Hunter is actually a good pick. I think like Sky has a problem with the landing phase issue, but I'm still going to go VP.
Okay, 1 for VP and 2 for Optic as far as our analysts are concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, the road of the grand final starts here, and also the chase for the MVP by Mercedes-Benz as well. Game 1 is about to begin.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen, the grand finals here at ESL 1 Birmingham 2018. Optic Gaming going up against Virtus Pro. I'm ODPixel. I am going to be joined by Fogged for this best of 5 between these two. Fogged, this is going to be a fantastic series, and already we're seeing a bit of fun off the draft. We've got a Sven. This is a hero. Lots of teams, they're ignoring. VP's picked it up, and there's every reason to be scared of the VP, Sven.
I've talked to so many teams about this here, and people are like, man, you see PL, you see these games, and conceptually, on paper, Sven looks fantastic.
But what's the problem?
But it's a Sven. You're very ulti reliant. You pretty much have to be super far ahead in the game. You have to hit jungle creeps. You have to be able to farm Ancients and get those stacks constantly. Maybe similar to something like that with Deucer or something, but Deucer doesn't have to pop ult to farm those Ancients early on. That's where Sven can get punished. And in the laning phase, Sven's lane presence isn't really the strongest. We'll see if VP can make it go down. I don't even know what I'm most excited for in this game, though. The chat wheel spam, the tips, crazy plays. I don't know.
There's certainly going to be a lot going on, and it's sort of the rest of the draft the VP have. There's some scary sort of hero play combinations. We've got Solo, Disruptor, no on DP. We've seen it do so much. And of course, the last time Optic and VP went against each other, it didn't go too great for Optic.
He's getting pressured a bit here.
Like chasing down.
With that Orb of Venom, too.
We're going to continue for this. Can they finish off the kill? Turn with a quick stun onto Pycat. Pycat now turning his attention towards Solo, but not looking to chase any further. So Solo and Ramses will get themselves away, but we'll see how these lanes do settle off. So at the moment, Pycat taking the PL down to the bottom lane, so we can go up against Solo and Ramses on this Disruptor Sven. Is either of the sides, you feel in your opinion, have they got sort of a really sort of strong lane that's going to make the other team suffer?
Oh, the Lesh PL is probably a little bit stronger. Disruptor, there's going to be like similar spamming kind of things, but I would believe that the PL Lesh have a little bit more power, just because of the mana pool of this Lesh. You have the Orb of Venom, you're going to be throwing out a little bit more harassment too, and yeah, just your base mana pool. It's 80 mana cost for Lightning Storm comparison to 130 for the Disruptor. So you should be able to out-efficiency them overall. Top lane, is the pull available? It will be, but Pasha blocks it right away, so. I do believe the Sanking Skyraz should be able to apply a decent amount of pressure up here at the start. So Roger has to be careful with his positioning, though. And mid it's a DK versus DP, so.
We've seen this many times before. And we'll see how both Noan and CCNC fare off in this 1v1 matchup. As we can imagine, sort of for the first at least 5 minutes, we're unlikely to see too many movements from the side lanes, as both teams just having to prioritize securing farm for their side lane cores.
Yep. So this Visage, if Visage gets pretty out of control in this game, which they're setting up 33, and they tend to set up 33 for these type of games when he's playing it, he has a lot of kill options on these very squishy supports. Disruptor and Skywrath do not have fun versus this hero. Solo eating quite a lot of harassment bottom, as we've expected.
Stun from Zai.
He's got the Mango too.
He's bringing it down low, looking for Solo. He's going to need a couple more touches, and you're not going to get it because Ramses is there with the stun. Zai does have to be careful. He's trapped in by the kinetic field, and Ramses is going to be able to get it. They turn it around VP and get themselves first blood for Ramses in the safety.
Solo had the stick charges saved up. He was kind of baiting Zai in there. Zai oversteps his bounds a bit too much with that creep wave on him.
And so it begins as well. Ramses dropping Zai the tip.
Yep.
First blood. Zai straight back to lane. Same time up top. Two-man Burrow Strike from Pasha coming out to hold back 33 and PPD as they were trying to make a bit of a go onto Roger. Looking at the CS, 33, 6'2". This top lane between both 33 and Pasha, pretty much the lane where the least farming is going on because of how aggressive the two supports are, enabling one another's cause.
It's smart to have the Visage up here. You know, if you have a PL up there, you're going to get constantly harassed by the Caustic. Visage, Rubik, double-ranged heroes. They can distance themselves from that and not eat as much harass. Solo finds himself a regen rune. That's fortunate.
Can stick around. Quickly looks to disrupt the side pull attempt here from Zai.
Oh, well,
the strike.
Look how good CCNC doing mid versus the Death Prophet too.
Yeah, 18 for 4 against no one's 14 for 2.
Yeah. Very close matchup.
Top lane 33 though, Pasha. Roger gets him for 1. They may even be able to see if they can look for another. Same time down bottom, Pycat trying to find for Solo. Again, the stun from Ramses holding back Zai. Solo hiding beneath the trees. He's going to be fine. Top lane PPD will go down as Roger gets the final touch. Bottom lane, no one to die. Solo is kept alive. Again, Ramses using these stuns very nicely to disrupt the spell combo that Zai tries to get out.
They're doing a pretty good job bottom. PL still farming, so Sven. They're trading at those resources back and forth. And the pressure, I mean, Sanking Skyrath. Skyrath still applies a crazy amount of top. Pasha now getting gone on while he's alone.
Yeah, he's got the Mango and a Burrow Strike available.
He can distance himself. Will be all right. So now Roger's gonna go back to base, pick up another null, and this is where he's got way more mana. They can constantly throw out this harassment. This is the build that we've seen from these Skyrides. Is you pretty much rush the Veil as quick as you can. You probably skip the boots if you can get it early enough. They have very good benefits too from that Veil. Disruptor, Sanking could really apply a lot of pressure if he gets it at an early time. But this is the Roger that we see a lot of the times. It hits nighttime, and he usually likes to guarantee no one's lane. They try to get him a kill early on.
And as we saw, as we said, CCNC was getting a little bit ahead in that lane, so if VP can sort of make sure that no one's able to get that advantage once more.
Yeah, I think this is like, I see Roger do this so much though. It's like that form anyway. Sometimes he has a ward too, or Solo passes him a ward. He goes in places and tries to gank Ramses. Jumping a bit low there, the tower. Oh, look at that. Solo drops a branch for him to eat it. Teamwork.
And that is, well, we've still got what, 2 tangos on Solo, but Ramses himself out of regen.
Yep.
Have to play a little bit careful. Top lane, Pasha. We go on to PPD as Roger. He's headed up back towards the top, looking towards PPD. Telekinesis onto Pasha. Return with a Fade Bolt. Hold back the 2 of them, but still, they get the aggro at the creeps. They're able to pull them around, continue to get that farm for Pasha as they look to sort of chase up with the Sand King. Mid lane, no one. Forcing CCNC back away from the creep wave with the Siphon.
How'd those bounty runes go? It looked like, what, 3 for VP? 3 bounties for VP.
Still just this early kill advantage, 3 for 0. Optic Gaming still yet to find a kill themselves, despite their best efforts down bottom with this Phantom Lancer Leshrac.
Yeah, for the most part, their top and mid matchups, it's mostly when they hit level 6 when they can make aggressive moves. And speaking of that, CCNC is 6 already now, and PPD trying to close the gap too. Got a Fade Bolt, but it's not enough.
Can't quite get close enough. No one will be able to walk himself away. Bottom lane, Ramses. The siege creep now starting to apply a bit more pressure.
33, getting chased up top a bit here. They got the slow, but he's able to tango his way through. Will be just fine.
Decide to TP over as well. See if they can find Roger. Roger did come in deep, looking to see if he could get the wrap around. They'll know he's there as he starts to hit away at the courier. Courier should be fine as they can protect him at the same time. Bit of damage being done mid, as you can see, by the push from the CCNC Dragon Knight. Top, Pasha does come across. PPD's still there, so Optic, they have the numbers. Zai, with the burst onto Roger, they'll get it. With the Soul Assumption from 33, Zai still alive for now. Pasha, can he quite finish this one off? He can't stick around for it, so Zai will live. Optic Gaming themselves, getting a kill.
Good rotation.
And look at the damage being done in the mid lane. CCNC doing a hell of a lot here. Roger is going to come forward, but CCNC, he TP'd straight out, but a great usage there with the Dragon Form and that DD. He nearly takes the entirety of that mid tower.
It's in deny range. They're going to have to deny this for VP.
So at least able to stop the goal going that way, but still, nonetheless, that's a very early timing to take that mid tier 1.
Very well played by CCNC. I mean, winning that mid matchup, also being able to take the tower this early on. His tower is pretty much untouched, only 24 HP missing, and they're looking to stay active on Optic too. They want to go bottom, try to punish this Ramses Sven. They don't want him to get a good start, and he's doing pretty damn well bottom. They look to farm pretty nicely.
Roger will show himself towards mid. CCNC lets him know that he's aware that he's there.
Oh, Solo walks right by them.
See PPD starting to play around Zai. Can he quite close the gap? He does get the lightning slow. Solo pops the kinetic field down to trap them back. They can't continue to chase. No one also heads over as well. Peter will get the ward down. It's his time that they are sort of drawing no one's attention away from that mid lane. No one is hunting, but PPD's high. Solo, stun from Zai, is going to miss him, but Solo's incredibly low here, and he's going to just get zapped down by PPD. Roger and Ramses there coming across, though, to put a stop to Optic's presence in their jungle, as they will take Zai. So the support for support trade.
Important that Optic gets this early ward down so they can watch those ancient stacks. As you see, Roger's probably going to go start those stacks for the Sven early on, so they'll be able to contest those if they would like to. And with Visage and Dragon Knight, they could have options to actually pierce through and take fights around that ancient area. They just have to watch out about Death Prophet. That's the big thing. Watch out for DP ulti and Disruptor ulti, because those type of choke points are pretty scary. Roger.
It's been founded. They've got a lot of burst between the two of them. It'll slow down PPD. There is an invis room, but Zai denies it. Doesn't look like they'll get the kill, though, because no one. He's coming forward. Quick agent seal onto Zai. Pycat does manage to finish off Roger. Comes in with a quick Spirit Lance. Can they chase for more again? Solo, he's there with the kinetic field. Pycat will doppelganger himself away and does have the backup of his teammates to make sure he's fine. But Optic starting to react and starting to get some kills themselves out of these plays.
Lots of moves around the map already. Pasha up top with 33. He's got Epi, but there's birds on the side. The stuns are not available, though.
He's already used them. So 33's got no way to stop the epicenter as Pasha's just able to walk in and take the kill.
Okay, this time Roger moving up top at the perfect time, knowing that those bird stuns will cool down. And he looks like he's going actually Atos on Roger. So instead of rushing that fail, he's got the double no, but the double no, double bracer build on Sky.
Ramsey's farm down bottom, still looking very, very good on this Sven. He's top net worth.
Yeah.
Despite that pressure that was being attempted to be applied by Optic with the Pycat PL and the Zai Leshrac. Top lane, Roger again, pretty deep Zai. He's got the setup, allowing 33 to close the gap, and that'll be Roger caught out.
Optic making the move down bottom. They want to try to get Ramses here.
See if they can close the gap. Pycat looking for that Spirit Lance. He's got the rush forward. Ramsey's going into the trees, and TPs are heading down here. They really want to try for this because Ramsey, he's going to look to turn. He's got the God Strength, just starts hitting into Pycat and Optic. They dove a little too far.
I knew that tip was coming right there. When you doppeled in that aggressively, I was expecting some TP rotations. No one does make the move. Now with that exorcism, they're going to try to threaten the tower themselves. CCNC staying near the area, 33 out. Also able to now pressure up top a bit here. So VP will have to respond up there. And it looks like VP, instead of even going for even tower pressure, they prioritize bounty runes. No one goes there with the exorcism just to make sure his team gets it. And four bounties. So far, 7 bounty runes collected for VP in the last 10 minutes.
I mean, it's adding up as we can see 10 minutes in. It's a 2 to 3K lead for VP.
Pasha almost has Blink Dagger finished on this Sanking already. That's going to be really crucial because they didn't really have the vision that we usually see for the Disruptor to get those glimpses off constantly. So now they're going to have an early Blink Dagger on Sanking. So they're going to be able to look for trying to get those chases and kills. Optic making the move down bottom with that DK. They will be able to get their own tower pressure. So they are putting more objective pressure on the side of Optic while VP is just securing the lanes. And I mean, they're in a comfortable spot with this 2K lead. And they have those ancient stacks already, as we were touching on, for the Sven, and Ramses will begin them already.
Picks up the Mask of Madness. He's ready to farm them very quickly. But as we also mentioned, there is that vision around there. So we'll see if Optic Gaming are able to do anything to disrupt it. Top lane, coming in onto 33. They have the Ancient Seal. He's going to look to stun back to them with the Familiars, but Ramses is there. 33 tries to TP out. He's not going to make it the damage. Too much there from Ramses.
They want the birds.
And with that strike, they'll get one of them.
Get one, yep.
Asher setting up for that, and with Ramses coming up here, they themselves can try for this tier 1 tower. So pushing top.
Look how they prioritize. They really want to make sure that they're not falling so far behind in buildings. They're trying to match the aggression. So he tries to stack the Ancients, but right away TP's top because he's like, I want to be involved. You need to start putting pressure on because we don't want to fall behind in towers too much this game. You look at Optic's draft, and they are all about hitting those towers.
Pasha sort of playing around with Pycat. That Pycat was trying to dive for the kill, but of course Pasha with the Sandstorm.
Trying to get the glimpse.
It's always going to be fine.
Doppel still, so they're trying to bait the Doppel out.
Can he get his way out of this one? He's going to jump forward. Solo, can he get the right one? Yes, he can. He's got the correct target. He'll try and Phantom Rush himself away, but Roger's there with a Mystic Flare as Pycat punished for going a little too far out on that bottom lane, trying to play around with Pasha, but Pasha just willingly baits him in.
Yep, and the nice small little interaction there is, Spirit Siphon continues even if you Doppel, so they knew exactly which one was that real one. And playing the PL in this game, you look at it, sure, there's some AoE amounts. He could have a decent game, but one thing you can't really overlook is Skyrath's silence versus PL. He's not going to have a Manta or anything for a long, long time. So that silence, if he can find the real one, you can't get rid of it.
He doesn't really have heroes around him that have any sort of save. There's nothing sort of innate that they can do to keep the heroes off him. Sure, like the Familiar stuns and such are nice, but in terms of sort of a reliable safety mechanism from Optic Gaming, it's not there for Pycat's PL.
Yep. Ramses cleans up those Ancients while no one is hitting the mid tower. Pretty much has it finished down now.
PPD, he's hanging around here, but he could be in a lot of trouble. Silence from no one catches him. They get a glimpse back as well as PPD will be taken away as VP are able to secure that last hit onto the tier 1 tower mid. Same time top, CCNC and 33 pushing on. Pasha, he'll leave this one. The rest of the team not going to come in, so Optic will find the trade.
CCNC is playing super objective. Like, he has gone to all 3 lanes by the 13-minute mark and hit all those towers, taking them out nice and early on. Going to be rushing that Blink Dagger so they have their own form of initiation because they don't have that on Optic. That's what they're lacking because they didn't pick that. They don't pick these standard offlaners a lot of the time. They've got a Visage and a PL and a Dragon Knight. So DK, he has to be the initiator in this game.
And over they go, under the cover of smoke. Ready to make the play with the exorcism, CNC. He's going to be found out here. There's the first challenge from the Ancient Seal. Kinetic Field's down as well as the Mystic Flare. It's just so much magical damage. CNC will fall. 33 comes across. Maybe able to take down Roger in return. And he has the army moving in. Static Storm's dropped down. There's Pasha in with the Burrow Strike. Campus Center. They just smelt. Double kill for no one. There's 3 dead on Optic Gaming, as PPD and Pycat can only stand at the sidelines and watch.
And during all this, Ramses is just like, hey guys, I'm farming down bottom, level 11.
It's a free farming, Sven.
It's 5k gold advantage. The movements by VP are just perfect in response. Getting all these like early bounty runes. Look at their wards too in this game. Look how deep they placed them so early on. I don't even know when the hell they did that one.
Absolutely, I mean, this team, we saw them during the draft and coming on, they just look so confident. The smiles amongst them coming into this series. VP is such a terrifying team to play against, and we're seeing why already in these opening 14 minutes of this best of 5 grand finals. A significant lead and making play after play that is certainly showing why they are the best in the world.
Yeah, it's really remarkable how fast they collapse and outnumber you. And now top, Peter, GPD tries to defend this tower, quick stun, quick kill for no one. Yeah, it seems like every single time, even on the opposite side of the map, Optic's like, oh, we've got 3, and VP's like, well, we've got 4. You gotta bring more. But they are playing the very objective route, like we were saying. Even 33 now makes his way toward bottom. He wants to sit behind the PL, try to pressure those lanes. Now CNC, Optic's getting at least a couple of these bounties this time around.
So what's Optic's sort of best hope in terms of coming back into this after a sort of tough laning stage? Do we need to see them go for some more aggressive smoke plays in order to try and find these pickoffs, try and punish the fact that Ramses is getting the chance to be alone and farming on the Sven?
They have to play pretty much as 4. I think Pycat has to play as this farmer this game, and his team needs to make tons of plays with 33, just like this. They need to be piercing like the backlines, killing these supports easily and picking them off.
They've got one there with Roger.
They've got the Blink Dagger now as well on CNC, so this could be one where they look to make constant plays and make that space for Pycat, but they are falling pretty far behind. This Sven is almost 3k ahead of Phantom Lantern. That is definitely not where you want to be on a PL versus Sven in the matchup.
Ramses, Mask of Madness, SMY. The level 12, he's got that second point in the God Strength.
We don't even have a Yasha.
16 minutes in.
Not even a Yasha finished up for Pycat yet.
I mean, this Sven is just going to be able to cut through them all, and of course the War Cry is going to be so nice for sort of keeping heroes alive on VP's lineup against Pycat, maybe trying to find that support in the backlines. There's going to be the chance for Ramses to keep his team safe.
All of Optic. Poised bottom. They get the glimpse on PPD.
He's in trouble. Once again, quick glimpse back and a burst from no one.
Just solo things, right? Always being in the right place at the right time to find those pickups when he's playing Disruptor.
Yeah, over the years, Solo's Disruptor has arguably been the best in the game.
Yeah, and Pain, honestly, when Duster was playing that Disruptor, he was playing it very similar to Solo style. Just always be in the right place. Your life doesn't matter so much. Look how you see how Solo's leading the charge and try to find those instances. He's just trying to find any type of pickup because they also know they're in a pretty commanding position right now with this lead.
And look, he's just found another glimpse. He's going to be able to get onto the Visage. They've dropped the Static Storm down. Zai's also trapped in here. Exorcism comes out. Zion 33 is so much trouble. They'll fall. And PPD used up. He's in trouble as well. VP collapse around the Rubik. Take another. I mean, just as we were saying, Solo just sets it all up, goes in, gets the glimpse, and bam, the rest of VP, they are just so perfect as a unit. They're ready to follow in,
and that's also
take one by one down on Optic.
Yeah, the wards that they placed from earlier, right? They had that high ground vision there, so Solo, he knows he's playing very confident. He has the information of Optic pretty much completely, and he's just like, all right, which one do I want to glimpse? I kind of can pick and choose. It's the perfect target.
How do you play against a team like this? Everything that VP are doing is just done to perfection.
It is seeming very difficult. Optic now very far behind. His 10k gold advantage. Look, 10k experience as well.
Look how far both Ramses and No One are. They are so far ahead right now. Ramses, once he gets the BKB, he's absolutely invincible.
Yeah. Look, he's not even.